Now, there are several reasons why this debate will not go away, because the question of affordability still remains very, very strong. Although in some countries, statistical evidence suggests that it will take a fairly small amount of money to pay for for cash transfers for vulnerable groups that need them. And that this, in comparison, say, to money that is spent on health and education, is actually a very small amount of money. Now, in Uganda, we keep asking whether if we start pumping oil, we are going to make a lot of money, which is ultimately going to make a difference, and therefore have enough money to spend on things like cash transfers. That debate will not be settled until oil begins to flow. There is also the question of eligibility. If you give out cash to vulnerable people, who do you give the cash to? How do you determine that this person should get and that one shouldn't? Now, the question of qualification for receipt of this money revolves around two major questions. One of them is, should you give it to poor people? Now, if you give it to poor people, should these be only elderly people or even anyone who is as poor as some of the elderly people that we see in rural areas? Should you give it on the basis of age, that you decide, as we have decided in Uganda tentatively, that you give it only those who are 80 and above? If you do that, the question then is, what about other abject poor who are not 80, who might even be in their 50s or 60s? Do you exclude those on the basis of age? These and other questions open up space for a wider debate about social protection way beyond cash transfers.